No, not because I don't want to get boxed. I'm like, we need to find this system right. We need to look at it very well. It's not every time you're coming. If you discuss today now and get it, in the next 2-3 years again, you will discuss the same minimum wage because it won't be enough. Yeah. Since day of Udoji, we've been doing minimum wage over and over.
5 years.
5 years, yeah.
It's like that with minimum wage, but get a living standard right. Let's get the basic things right.
What to you? What is a living minimum to you as an individual? What is a minimum living minimum wage?
Because if you ask me,
it's 250,000 of labor. No, let's do it this way. Labor 250,000 naira. Is that a living minimum wage, or is that too high? Will that crash the economy instantly?
Yeah, if you want me to peg it, I get scared because I'm looking at other sectors who can afford, who's profit in the long run.
Okay, 62,000 naira good.
Even that 62,000 naira. Take for instance a school teacher in a private school, maybe in one locality, and the school is not making up to that amount to pay all its teachers 62,000 naira. Because when you begin to want to force that amount, you're going to also force it on the cost of your final cost rather, or you bring that cost to the parents.
Of course.
Those who are going to pay. So those costs, those things will come. But it's not possible. Every entrepreneur is out there to maximize profit.
So
now,
you're not
maximizing profit.
You're not standing on any
No,
amount.
if Labour pick one now, it's for who? Federal government workers and those bourgeoisie companies that are very rich that can afford it. Every company that can afford it, you have to go back and say, the main Labour decide, and government agree. Now, each companies will now start again discussion with their own labor union. It's a new, well, the main labor is finished on the national level. You go back to state again, start discussing. Some states up to now still can't afford to pay 30,000 naira minimum wage. They are still struggling. Many with arrears and so on. The main labor finish discussion now, they will still pay arrears from last year when they started this discussion. Now, so
you are not
swimming in the water. I'm like, oh, how do we get it?
Anytime.
Wait,
where are we going?
You want me to pay?
No. You know, these are the things government monitor.
Yeah.
Well,
shows like this, they listen to what the people are saying. Some of them are no longer on the streets. They listen to what people that are on the streets are saying. Analysts, you know, public analysts and all that, you know. So if you don't give this thing, how will some of these persons who probably are watching? Who knows? Or somebody is definitely watching this show. This show is not going blank.
Sorry to cut you. For me, the president promised a living wage. You should sit down and look at it again.
You ask me what I'm saying. Failed to give us what a living wage.
I know. Ask me what.
I know he's trying to dodge it.
No.
What is a living wage?
So
a living wage for Nigeria now
yeah, let him go on.
It has to be based on the fact.
So what is
going on?
So
that
statistic,
sorry. That statistic will have to be that we have to now look. Let's look.
Okay, we have to go to the market and check prices before arriving.
Check. House rent are going up astronomically over the roof.
So I was going to say something.
How do you?
I was going to say something.
Your definition of a minimum wage.
No, my definition, or you want me to peg
the amount?
The amount.
Yes.
You want me to peg?
Yes.
So irrespective of what I say, the landlord that wants to increase, house rent will still go ahead and increase house rent, irrespective of what I say or what the government agrees. You understand? With the tripartite union, and irrespective of that, people that that want to increase, for example, the cost of things is going to increase, and they would likely increase, how much they sell things. Now, if you say, hold on, if you say 250, if you say 250,000 naira should be what should be our living minimum wage, living wage. Yeah, agreed. But where are we driving at with this? We will come back 2 years later. Hold on.
That was what
are we going to come back 2 years later after?
No,
and then say, no. I'm not talking about a new wage now. Are we going to come back 2 years after and then realize that the 250 does not cover anything again because we cannot maintain the current level of about cost of things? So the issue now, if we, whatever I say is not binding on the government. They know what they want to do. I guess that's why they are saying.
Your opinion, don't dance around it. Your opinion.
I have to dance around.
All right. Very quickly. But sometimes when people just analyze and say things in the house.
Okay. If you want me to really say, I would say they should pay the minimum wage for this country should be like 150,000 naira.
150,000 naira minimum wage. Mr. Adekunle Aliu here.
I still maintain
Why? No,
Where I
no,
am.
no, it's fine. I understand.
Yes,
Alright.
I'm not going to put a
We
peg on
have
it.
to move on to the next topic now. Democracy Day. Hashtag end hunger protests. Boom. Went viral yesterday. Nigeria was celebrating 25 years of uninterrupted run of democracy from 1999 up till date. And the president was addressing us as usual very early in the morning. That has always been the norm. And the statement was ringing out loud and clear. But the demonstrations on the streets, demonstrations were equally hitting everyone loud and clear. End hunger. Hashtag end hunger. People were saying that they were not reaping the rewards or the benefits of democracy, and they were hungry. They needed an automatic solution from the government, and they needed something to be done instantly. I'll be starting with you. End hunger on a day when people are meant to be celebrating uninterrupted democracy. For 25 years, we've not had anybody from the khaki boy come out. Khaki boys now come out to say, hey, I'm seizing power. Smoothly, one administration had passed on governance from themselves to the next. Olusegun Obasanjo, 1999, he won again in 2003, gave the baton to Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Unfortunately, death snatched Umaru Musa Yar'Adua from us. His vice president, Jonathan, became acting president in 2010. Yeah. In 2011, Jonathan won, came into power. Jonathan wanted a second term. Unfortunately, Nigerians rejected him at the polls. In came Muhammadu Buhari as president. Yes, in 2019, Nigerians elected Muhammadu Buhari for a second term, and he passed the baton to the next person, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 25 solid years. But on the streets, end hunger. Can you say democracy has made the lives of Nigerians worse?
See,
we look at 1990.
Democracy has not made our life worse. Rather, it has been better. We've improved. That's why they could go out there and do that protest. And say, oh, look, we are hungry. Let the policies be better. They are showing that's democracy for you. For the people, by the people. Yes, we may have some problem around it, but we're growing our democracy by the day. I would say in the next 60 years, when you wake up and see Nigerian democracy to be far better than what we have now. But again, this is it. People are hungry. The policies are making people, impoverishing people the more. People are having issues. Yes, government is trying to better things. Anytime I look at it,
government is trying to better things.
Of course, the removal of fuel subsidy is a way to rake in more money, block some holes, and put things in place. Now, if the government have more money, they can. That's why you see we are doing the Calabar Road now, the coastal way. We are doing the Sokoto Lagos Road that has been in the plan since the 70s. They are putting that in place now. Now, these things are because now there's more money now, so let's put them where we think will be better. Imagine if we can travel as easy as possible, or maybe you can ship tomato from Gombe to Lagos in 24 hours. Now you have excess of distance in some part of the north. Yeah. If they can bring them to Lagos,
a bag of pepper, a bag of tomatoes in Plateau is 50k now.
So if you can ship them down easily, now those are the things we need to have put in place before now, which we have not. Hence, the people are protesting. Do better. It's a clarion call for the government to begin to do better. It's not democracy is beautiful. It's for us. It's us. We don't want the jackboots again. We don't want the military men chasing us here and there. Those who those who can testify that look, during the military era it was hell. It was people were not free to speak.
There was no TikTok.
It was military bullying. But today you can do your
today
campaign.
The president can sleep
he's
and
listening
people
to you
make videos about it.
Hey, after the Dobala yesterday, people were
and he became cruise.
Nobody is angry, and he himself is enjoying it. Let's go. That's the beauty of democracy.
All right. Anything. People are hungry. It is crystal clear that people are hungry. Everywhere you can hear what people are saying on the streets. Some of us are still on the streets. We hear what people are saying. We can hear their voices loud and clear. Almost every time this president has spoken, he has always said he can feel the temperature of the room, and I understand that people are angry, and that he keeps talking. In fact, some people have said they are seeing too much of talking and less of real action. But he is saying that we may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger in his exact words now. And I was even trying to mimic his voice. But people are hungry. Should they die hungry? People are working. They can barely see dividends of working, because when you are making money, you are practically making money for the next day. You know, you can't. There's no long-term plan for many people. Many people don't even have savings. It's a mess right now in Nigeria. It's a big mess.
He said that democracy is, our democracy is growing, and that, in the next 60 years, please don't let us wait the next 60 years to
get dividends of democracy.
To get dividends of democracy. I'm not, because you are not the government, you understand? So I'm not.
What I'm saying is,
hold on. You are not the government, but I'm saying, like, don't let's wait till the next 60 years. Wow, in the next 60 years, I shall have grandchildren or great grandchildren. I will be alive, hopefully.
That's a big question.
Yeah. So, in the next 60 years, so don't let us wait, up till then, before we start, people, Nigerians start enjoying the dividends of democracy and start saying that, democracy favors us now. We've been hearing too much talks. I think we should now focus on less talks and more actions. Now, what do I mean? Now, when you say, okay, everybody needs to, to bear the brunt, or when you talk about change, it needs let's manage what is going on, and people will feel it. Let the government to feel it. Now, when you say let the government to feel it, when the people are feeling in terms of the way we live, the things we increased payment and all that, let the government to reduce the cost of governance. You understand? Because if you say you are not going to bear the brunt on your own,
and we should be the ones bearing the brunt,
then it is not going to it is not going to, like, it won't show the people that you're actually fighting their cause. You understand?
Off the table
exactly. So if Nigerians are going to eat one square meal, let the government also join in one square meal. You understand?
Not that they are ordering for cars.
Exactly. because yes, you're talking about cars. You're talking about cars. There's a clamor for.
Senators are not collecting minimum wage.
They are not, and I think it was Governor Soludo that was saying that even governors and elected officials should be any minimum wage. And I'm like, really?
Why did
yes, it's better said, easier said than done. I understand, it's a good point, but it's easier said than done.
They don't pay for,
Now, talking about cars, how many of these cars are made, not assembled, are made?
Are made is a long way.
No, you are saying it's
made in Nigeria.
Shegun, the coastal, the Lagos Calabar coastal road, it has been in plan for a long time, right? Yeah. But there was an implementation or an agreement that we are going to make this work now. Yeah. How long did it take for them to start demolishing things? Instantly. So if you are saying made in Nigeria is a long way, I bet you if you say we want to do it now, in maybe 2 years, 3 years, we can get that done, because we already have cars that have been assembled in Nigeria.
Made in Nigerian cars.
We don't have.
I don't think we have made in Nigeria. They have been assembled in Nigeria.
I mean, so if it's going to be made in
so
Nigeria,
if you want
everything
exactly
about that car, everything, the pump, the tire, everything will be made here. No,
because I'm sure, or let me just say, there's a possibility that if you go to the big companies in the world now, you find a number of Nigerians there.
Of course,
and in strategic, roles and positions. So why not borrow ideas from people? We can make things happen here. So because we are coming for.
How do we end hunger anything?
Well, how do we end hunger?
Before you talk about ending
yes.
hunger,
So hold on. Hold on. No, I'm not saying democracy is not working.
So
yes, to end hunger. Yes, to end hunger. I think what we need to do is reduce the stress on a particular region. Now, what do I mean?
Okay.
In the north, we know that agriculture and everything it booms in the north. But here or other places in this country, why not have? I'm looking for the word to use now. Why not have?
Food banks.
Well, maybe not food banks. You need to have like a place where we can say, while things are coming from the north, this can supplement for a while, you understand, and balance things up. So in the maybe southwest, there is like maybe a certain number of hectare of land and everything, you understand that, this is what we do here, it will even bring about employment, you understand? So let us, spread it around. You understand what I mean? By spreading it. So let us spread it around, across the nation, strategic places, and, start from there and see where we will go from there. Because when you start that, ideas will come. Like my lecturer says, say don't close the tap when, ideas are running. So ideas will come. You understand? So ideas will come.
What is the immediate solution?
You see what the government is doing currently now.
Okay.
They're importing machines. They're expanding acres of farms. You just have to go back to the farm, keep farming, keep growing this crop yourself. If you can feed yourself, it's better. Now, there's no game. We will be the one that will feed ourselves. Nobody will feed us by ourselves. We will have to go to the farm, do the farming, keep doing the farming. Now, the problem I have with my country is that most of our farmers are still peasant farmers. They are still using crude equipment. They are still using cutlasses and hoes. Now, I don't know how factual this is, but I once heard that Americans, the percentage of those who feed Americans are just about 5% of Americans are farmers that are feeding the whole of America. And in Nigeria, you have close to like 20-30% of Nigerians farming, and still we can feed ourselves. So what we need to do is invest more in mechanized farming in a large scale.
Sorry, quickly, before you talk about you're going to talk about security.
Unfortunately, time is not our friend. We could have done Japan.
All right.
Unfortunately, my producers are saying, hey, it's time to move on to the next topic. What is the next topic? Fuel, food leads as import hits 12 trillion naira. Anytime.
No.
Food, imported food leads. Fuel leads. Fuel. We have food in this country. Of course, we know the process. Oh my goodness. We've not had a refinery, state-owned, working at maximum capacity refinery. Port Harcourt refinery was supposed to be ready 2023 ending. So they said up till date, this is the half of the year in 2024, nothing to be found. Of course, we are relying on Dangote. Dangote himself has moved the time. He said PMS was supposed to be ready
until,
now,
July. 1
month for that. Nigeria's own, we don't even know when Nigeria's own is coming on board. Food. Benue State is so blessed with food that they are known as the food basket of the nation. Unfortunately, insecurity and a whole lot of other factors is affecting that region, the North Central, Plateau, Benue. Some of these things, stuff that we can get. If, like he said, transportation, if we had a train that can come down to Lagos in 24 hours, Plateau to Lagos, Benue to Lagos, just put everything inside the train and bring it. Life should be easier. But look at us now, taking hard-earned money to go and use imported food. What's the way forward?
Well, the way forward is start fixing the things that are, that are bad, that is affecting the things that are affecting, production in the country. Because I was going to talk about security. We have some states whereby, we could have a large number of farmers that would produce, you understand, a certain number of maybe crops or whatever it is that they are producing. But the problem is that some of these farmers are being sacked, are being, chased, by insecurity problems, by bandits, by,
terrorists.
Whatever it is, terrorists. Thank you very much. And it should not be, because when you are chasing people from their own, that's chasing them from their own, their source of livelihood, and they are not just they are not the only beneficiary of what they produce. You understand? So there are neighboring states that possibly, benefit from what they produce. And, once you cut the source, you cut, the larger, to a larger percentage, it affects everyone. So go back to the source and fix the major problems.
All right.
Okay.
All right. The solution, second topic was hunger with the demonstration of, hunger demonstration rather on Democracy Day. Now, food is stopping as imports rather, it's 12 trillion. Just look at it.
It's
things we have.
But again, we have to look at what exactly are we importing. What is that particular food that is making that thing go up?
Is there anything we import rice? What don't we? I'm so sure we have imported bread.
Are we making effort to curb that by growing home? If you go back history,
what should the government do to make these things, especially these things that look really little, issues that can be solved?
You think it's little, but it's not that little, because if we go back in history, you will discover that there have been Operation Feed the Nation, there have been SAP, there have been Structural Adjustment Program, there have been a lot of agricultural programs, NEMASA and Mensa, different programs trying to make Nigerians feed themselves. Now, I still find it hard to believe that food is still the top on our import list. So what exactly are we importing? I just want to know, because is it wheat? Is it rice? So what exactly? So what is our eating pattern? Then let's try and see if we can begin to grow those things at home.
All right.
The other time there was maize, they were importing maize because we had shortage of maize.
Of course.
So why are we having those shortage? What are the things? So maybe the private sectors, the investors should all come and
Maize of 3 months, 90 days here, maize is done.
So let's look at how to farm this thing ourselves.
Mechanized farming.
Mechanized farming is my way.
Should be brought up.
And security.
That's a very major issue.
And security.
Remember, the consumer guys, the consumer protection guys said they went to the market to find out what was causing food inflation, and they said the market people told them insecurity because northern farmers cannot farm, and then fuel subsidy removal because the transportation has also increased the prices.
And then there's the human aspect too. The Nigerian aspect, which I have not talked about.
But the things that have increased it drastically.
True.
I mean, those two are some of the big reasons. All right. Unfortunately, my previous is saying it's time for us to go. Thank you very much to Adekunle Aliu, our deputy editor here. You will see his face more often on our show here, because look at the knowledge bank that he brought onto the show this wonderful Thursday afternoon. And of course, Eniton Daramola.
I'll be here to antagonize.
Who equally gave us his time on the show as well. Most importantly, thank you very much to you out there, our viewer, for being a part of this package.